Hey everyone, thank you for joining me on another beautiful day. But you know what, whenever you choose to join morning, afternoon, nighttime, late at night, it doesn't matter. I appreciate the likes, the looks, the listens, but of course I'd appreciate you hitting the subscribe and notification bell and the like button on my YouTube channel, Brooklyn Baritone. But of course, as I usually say, do that with no pressure at all. Though I would like the algorithm to swing in my favor. I came across an article that's been going around, is still going around, with the infamous Alex Jones of InfoWars, and many people have labeled him like the king of conspiracy theories. But what really caught my eye as of late is that he was court-ordered to pay almost $1 billion. This is $960 million. That is crazy. People are saying that his misinformation and words are very harmful and hurtful and defame the victims and the victims' families of the Sandy Hook school shooting that happened some years ago. And I found that super interesting. I came across another YouTube channel where they were basically warning people to say, hey, if you're going to come online on your platform, be careful of what you say. Make sure everything is factual, because they'll come after you. And that made me think. I said, well, there's so much things that mainstream media, legs of our government, and other corporations, they present to us officially, wholeheartedly. They place a lot of money and a lot of resources to come and bring us information. And many times that information ends up to be false. It ends up to be something that's drummed up for PR. Basically, money. The bottom line up front is profits. Profits over people. So if someone like Alex Jones, mind you, he didn't stage anything in Sandy Hook. He wasn't a gunman. He didn't have anything to do with it. Granted, I could understand words have consequences, but then if you're going to hold someone like Alex Jones to such a high standard that goes right along the lines of quieting anyone that may have anything to say that is against an established entity, organization, and even public agendas. So what does that say for anyone who may have anything they feel convicted enough, they feel they have evidence enough to speak against whatever is being portrayed to us, whatever is being promoted to us? That is telling you to shut your mouth or we're going to come after you. That's exactly what they're saying. Because the fact of the matter that we can now try and hold someone like Alex Jones accountable, and even don't forget, for the past 2 years, 2.5 years with the whole pandemic response, so many people that were speaking against with legitimate statistics, with legitimate sources, with legitimate concerns. Those people were silenced. Those people had their platforms canceled. So many people had strikes against their YouTube accounts, even Instagram, even Facebook. People were taken off the air. How is it that we can allow entities that have been telling us one thing, but then we know, and then as time proved, has been something totally different, a total 180 of what we've been being told? So what I'd like to bring attention to is Pfizer, one of the biggest providers of the COVID vaccine and other pharmaceutical products as well. Keep it nice, short, and sweet. In a recent hearing in the United Nations, in Europe, Dutch Prime Minister Rob Roos questioned leading representative from Pfizer during that hearing. Janine Small, the president of international developed markets at Pfizer. The simple question was the vaccine ever tested to see if it blocked transmission of the virus? In short, the president of international developed markets at Pfizer, Janine Small, stated no, the vaccine was never tested to see if it actually blocked the transmission of the virus. Hence, this is how they promoted and produced this vaccine in front of everyone, to say that it stopped transmission. As we know, the CDC, Pfizer, other entities, other medical entities, trusted medical entities, backpedaled after a while, because once they saw that the actual application did not match up with what they were saying, a lot of people had lives damaged. How were they damaged? Well, if you remember the United States President Joe Biden saying infamously that this is a pandemic of the unvaccinated, thus drawing a line in the sand of so many people and families and friends and acquaintances. So many people have been ousted. So many people have lost their jobs legitimately. So many people have lost family members legitimately. So many people have lost favor in the eyes of others because they figured, since our president came out and said this is a pandemic of the unvaccinated, so many people said, hey, You don't want to get vaccinated. I don't want anything to do with you. You don't want to get vaccinated. You can't eat at this establishment. You don't want to get vaccinated. Well, we feel that you shouldn't get treated at all at any medical facility. You don't want to get vaccinated. We don't want you as a part of our society. I'm never going to forget that. Meanwhile, we're holding Alex Jones, someone like Alex Jones, accountable to pay $1 billion, basically in defamation and damages. But we cannot hold the likes of Joe Biden, CDC, people at Pfizer who openly admit that they didn't even have the testing to see if their virus that they said cured the vaccine or treated the vaccine wasn't even tested to see if it blocked it. The likes of Fauci, and it's not the first time around he's done that. If you could look up Dr. Sebi, a world-renowned holistic medicinal practitioner. He was drugged through the mud during the 80s and 90s for the whole AIDS virus and treatment epidemic. Fauci was, of course, one of the people who spearheaded against the likes of Dr. Sebi, but they couldn't really hold anything to him because they wanted to defame him, they wanted to bankrupt him, they wanted to drag him through the mud, and they wanted to discredit him. But he actually had people he treated who were free of the virus through his treatments. So as opposed to saying, hey, maybe this guy's onto something, let's try this as an alternative to what we thought it was. No, all praise went to Fauci and people that followed him. And unfortunately, again, if you speak out against an agenda, they will come for you. If they can't get you to silence you, then they will try to come after your money, or they will probably, find another way. Anyways, I just want to bring that to light. If you want to check more of my content and other things, like merchandise, at my website, go to brooklynbaritone.com. You find something there for everybody. You can also see more of my video content on my YouTube channel, Brooklyn Baritone. You can find me on LinkedIn under Corey Ashley. I'm also found on Instagram and on Facebook. The audio versions of these podcasts can be found on Google Podcasts, iTunes Podcasts, and Amazon Music under Podcasts. I also air 4 times a week on local Brooklyn cable television on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 12 a.m. and 2 p.m. on Verizon, Optimum, RCN, and Spectrum. Thank you guys for listening. I want you guys to be vigilant. Don't be scared. Don't be fearful. We're not supposed to be made in fear. Walk good, be blessed. You will hear from me again.